podcast made by basketball fans for basketball fans. From the hottest takes, news, analysis, and passion for the sport that we all love, this is the Fast Break Pod with Finn James and Will Tremaine. Welcome into the Fast Break Podcast, the podcast made by basketball fans.
For basketball fans.
Finn James.
Will Tremaine.
Back again, episode 9 of season numero dos. There's a lot to talk about on this episode, to be honest. More than usual.
Yeah. Lots of new signings around the NBL. Season-ending injury, which is very unfortunate, which relates to our poll from last week. The international Tall Blacks and Boomer squads have been announced. Of course, we're going to do a recap of the Round 9 games this week, and we'll do a quick look over of the NBA, as we always do. But starting off with some NBL news from this last week, Finn. What's been happening?
There's been a lot, to be honest. For a week's worth of news, more than I expected.
Yeah.
First of all, obviously, this happened on Wednesday last week. Very, very sad news out of the Brisbane Bullets. Casey Prather got a season-ending knee injury against the Breakers when they were down as big as 30 points in the Ignite Cup game in the Gold Coast, which is just
not have been on the court.
Probably not. First of all, he played outstanding. He was the only player on the team that looked like he wanted to be there that day. And for him to have a non-contact knee injury, which luckily they did announce wasn't any ligament damage or tendon damage or anything like that. I forgot the actual details of what it was, but he had to undergo season-ending surgery, which is incredibly unfortunate. And Casey Prather is getting pretty old. I think he's 34. That might be right. And he's had a pretty long stretch of knee injuries throughout his basketball career. So just to see him sustain another one on the same knee is just incredibly sad. And all thoughts go out to the Prather family, to be honest. And I hope he has a speedy recovery and comes back just as strong as he was for the last, 12 to 18 months, because he was on an MVP run, low-key, for the Bullets this year.
For sure. And, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Brizzy now for the rest of the season. We'll see if Tyrell Harrison can really put that team on his shoulders and keep them, lead them to a playoff berth. But yeah, I think that's an unlikely scenario now with the teams below them, especially getting better. So it could be a rough remaining part of the season for the Brisbane Bullets. Also with Brisbane, they also parted ways with Jalen Adams. Obviously, the import off the bench from the Sydney Kings. Yeah, just dropped him. Released him from his contract. To be honest. You haven't been impressed with him this season?
I think he's been incredibly lackluster. It didn't really look like he wanted to be playing in some of these games. Just didn't look like the MVP Jalen Adams that we had seen on Sydney. I think the game on Wednesday in the Gold Coast really kind of solidified the fact that he would be moving on. The commentators were saying it. It didn't look like he even wanted to be there. So they parted ways with him, I'm pretty sure the day after the game. So that was all done. He actually went to Twitter and said, "Always the bigger man." Don't know what that's about. Whether he's had a bit of a little
nasty argument there.
Yeah, with one of the coaches or the head office or something. But yeah, they parted ways with him. Started the season okay, had some good games, moved to the bench, had a few good games off the bench, but yeah, ultimately ended up moving on from Jalen Adams, which, not surprised seeing how it kind of unfolded near the back end of his time with Brisbane.
And with the emergence of guys like Tane Murray off the bench as well, they're not in as desperate need for his services. So they've also gone out there and quickly signed up their next import spot. They've picked up a 6'4" forward, Terry Taylor, who just came off a stint with the Stockton Kings in the NBA G League, obviously. So yeah, we'll see how he impacts this team. Maybe with Prather's injury as well, who knows? He could come in there and be an absolute much-needed import signing for the Brisbane Bullets and help keep their hopes alive.
Yeah, I think he averaged 16 points in the G, 38% from 3, so not crazy numbers, but they needed to sign somebody pretty quickly. Obviously, Lamar Patterson has been... What is it called when you get I don't know. He's back in the team, basically. He came in as an injury replacement or a replacement for Javon Freeman-Liberty when he first departed, and he stayed with the team, and now that Casey's out and Jalen's gone, Lamar has come back to fill in some minutes despite him being an ancient man. Didn't play that bad against, was it Sydney? Melbourne on Saturday night, which we'll get into later, but yeah, Lamar Patterson has been... I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. Reactivated. That's the one I was looking for, Will. But yeah, so they've picked up this... Yeah, Terry Taylor. Couldn't tell you really much about him, but
Going through imports like they're nothing, mate. They've
crazy.
already lost 3 imports.
Going into the season, we all thought the imports were going to be stacked.
I mean, Freeman Liberty, I was so high on him.
I know, he left very quickly.
Yeah.
A lot of these imports got moved on pretty quickly across the league, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of another import signing, the Adelaide 36ers. This is a massive one.
Huge.
They've signed Troy Brown Jr. from the NBA. Obviously, he was like, I remember him being a lottery pick for the Wizards way back, like 14th pick. And he's had time around the NBA, played with the Lakers, I believe, with LeBron. So just having that sort of experience, now bring that to the 36ers to pair it with Bryce Cotton, Zylan Cheatham. That's a scary team, man.
Super scary. Yeah, and he, obviously, I think the last bit of NBA he would have been with the Minnesota Timberwolves,
Yeah,
maybe?
I believe so.
And even then, I thought he was a pretty good player.
Great 3-and-D wing.
Well, he's 6'7". That's something the 36ers were really lacking, I thought, in my opinion. That really just solidified 3-guard spot. Obviously, they were starting Bryce, Flynn, and DJ. And DJ was one of those players that scores the ball a lot and needs a lot of touches. And he kind of wasn't getting that. So now that they've picked up Troy Brown Jr., he did play last night, but came off the bench. Obvious reasons. He only kind of just came in. But you will probably be seeing him starting at the 3 spot. So I'm expecting to see DJ be that 6-man impact guy. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a perfect role for him on this team. I think his usage rate's going to go up drastically now that he's coming off the bench. So this is a huge pickup for Adelaide, and a team that's already been doing very well this season just adds even more. Richer gets rich. Rich gets richer, whatever I'm trying to say.
Flynn, Cameron, and Cotton in the backcourt, with, like you said, DJ off the bench, and then you got Troy Brown, Cheatham, and Humphreys.
Very good team.
That's a stacked team.
Scary.
They're definitely going to challenge Melbourne for that top of the table.
Absolutely.
Some other news: the Tall Blacks and the Boomers have announced their squads. So we're going to quickly go through who they've named each of those squads. I'll quickly run through the Tall Blacks one, Finn. They named Taylor Britt, Flynn Cameron, Max Darling, Carlin Davidson, Finn Delaney, Tyrell Harrison, Shea Ely, Mojave King, Isaiah Liafa, Sam Menenga, Tohu Smith-Milner, and Yanni Wetzel.
That is a stacked team, just quietly.
Stacked.
That's one of the better Tall Blacks teams I've seen in a while. And this is without Sam Wardenberg, arguably, again, probably one of the best big men in the NBL when he's healthy. Obviously, he's still coming off that ankle injury. There's a few players in here that I think kind of missed out, though, Will. What do you think?
I agree. No shade to some of the guys on here. Flynn Cameron. Sorry, not Flynn Cameron. Taylor Britt. I would have liked to see maybe more of a youthful approach. Selecting someone like Dante Russo-Nance.
I think that would have been good.
Over Taylor Britt. Maybe there's going to be a bit of Breakers bias in there because Judd Flavel, obviously head coach and assistant coach of the Breakers. Almost all the New Zealand Breakers were announced to this team, aside from Rob Lowe and one other one I'm forgetting. But yeah, almost all of them being signed to the making the Tall Black squad. Dante Russo-Nance would have liked to have seen him. And there's another name that's escaping my memory.
Tane Murray, I would have loved to have seen Tane Murray in there. Yeah, like you said, there's no shade to Taylor Britt. I think Isaiah Liafa, who has had some very good times in the Tall Blacks jersey, but ultimately has been struggling a little bit, I think, with the Breakers this season. Yep. I was surprised not to see Judd give maybe a youthful approach. Tane Murray being, I think, 22 or 23. Dante being another younger player. Obviously, they were part of that FIBA Asia Cup campaign, so was kind of surprised that they didn't give them a chance. There's even players like, Jackson Ball could have been slotted in here, even though he's had some impactful minutes for Illawarra when they were kind of going through that weird stage.
Yep.
But there are definitely some players on here that I think maybe missed out, but I think this is still an incredibly, very, very competitive team. I think this big man depth we have, even imagine if Sam Wardenberg was here. Remember the Asia Cup? I said if we'd had good big man depth, I think we could have gone a lot further. And essentially that's kind of what Judd's put together with Sam and Tyrell, who have been arguably one of the better big men in the NBL this year. And in my opinion, Yanni Wetzel, who is the best centre in New Zealand other than Stephen Adams.
Yeah, 100%. Like, no shade to Tohu Smith-Milner, but he was running as our sole big man in those games, and you could just see that we were struggling. He's very undersized for a big man. He plays his role well, but
great shooter as well. I think he's an excellent three-point shooter.
Yeah. I mean, now we're going to have the ability to start Sam at the 4 is most likely going to happen. And then they have their choice of Yanni or Tyrell.
Which is a hard choice to
center.
make.
And obviously, whichever one doesn't start, they're going to be the 6th man off the bench getting good minutes. So that's an incredible three big man duo right there. Trio. And then you have Flynn Cameron, Shea Ely, who's obviously a game changer on the defensive end of the court. I think we have a real shot here to beat the Aussies, Finn.
Absolutely. I think the inclusion of Mojave King has been massive as well. His little resurgence to the Cairns Taipans, now that he's been picked up as a replacement player for basically the rest of the NBL season, he's been really good scoring the ball. I think Finn Delaney as well, he's the captain of this as well. I think Finn Delaney is an incredibly underrated player in the NBL this year, and I think he's been excellent for Melbourne. I think this is a very good team. And this is the Boomers team as well. I'll read it out to you. And this is honestly, I think this is a weak Boomers team. There is obviously no NBA players in this squad, considering they're in the middle of the season, but
I think it's weaker than the Tall Black squad.
I agree. So we have Josh Bannon, Dash Daniels got the call up, Alex Dukas, Owen Foxwell, Jalen Galloway, Angus Glover, Will Hickey, Jordan Hunter, Nick Kay, Will Magnay, Elijah Pepper, and Jack White. So if you look at this team, I think our big man depth is already better than this Boomers team.
Will Magnay is going to have... I mean, he's a great defender. He's going to have a rough night every time he's playing these breakers because he's going to be guarding Yanni, Sam, or Tyrell night in, night out. Yeah. So I think he's up for a big defensive outing if the Boomers want to win these games.
There are definitely some really good players in this Boomers squad. I think Nick Kay has been excellent over in Japan. Jack White's coming off a pretty good season in the Bundesliga as well, and obviously an NBA champion. Alex Dukas has been pretty good for Brisbane this year, another NBA champion. So there's some good players in this Boomers team. Surprised to see no Xavier Cooks, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that was a big left out, and
no Jack McVeigh either.
Yeah, no Jack McVeigh too. So very surprising whether they opted out or they're going for a different approach. You got some really young players in here. They could be going for something like that, like the likes of Dash Daniels, Owen Foxwell, quite young players. Jalen Galloway as well, who just came off that MVP run at the Asia Cup as well, who was actually excellent. Who's been relatively quiet for Sydney this year. I feel like I was quite high on him going into this year.
He struggles to get touches, I think, just with guys like Kendrick Davis.
Absolutely. But no, this is very exciting, and the games are on November 28th and the 1st of December. So we've still got about 2 weeks, I think, until the first game. One in Australia and one in Wellington. And these are also games for the World Cup qualifying rounds, I think, as well. So very exciting, and these games have a little bit more riding on it than they did for that Trans-Tasman Throwdown last year. So there's only 2 games instead of 3. There were 3 last year in that little international window, but very exciting, and I'm glad that the Tall Blacks and Boomers get to continue playing together on a yearly basis. So it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what Judd can produce with arguably, I think, one of our better teams we've put together.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be an entertaining couple of games.
Absolutely.
But moving our eyes upon the NBL Round 9, we'll go through some of the games first, and of course wrap up with the 2 Breakers games this week. First of all, though, Tasmania lost to Adelaide, 97-86 win for Adelaide. Tassie did a phenomenal job guarding Cotton in this one, though. He finished with 12 points, 2 for 10 shooting, Finn, but still couldn't get the win. That's because of the likes of Zylan Cheatham. He stepped up for Adelaide.
It's huge.
27 points on 9 for 12 shooting and 14 rebounds. So he was the sole reason that they got the win in that one. All 5 of Tassie's starters were in double figures, led by Tiger Campbell with 20 and Josh Bannon, who I know you're high on, Finn. He had 16 and 14 double-double. But yeah, obviously just not that one guy to get them over the edge. And Adelaide come away with the win in that one.
Yeah, big win for Adelaide. It's scary though when Bryce doesn't score well and they still and teams are still losing.
Yeah.
Cheatham, I thought, was struggling to start this year, but in the last 2 or 3 rounds, since that Melbourne United game, we had that near triple-double. I think he's just been excellent. Yeah. He's really kind of found his feet again. Obviously, played a couple of seasons ago for the Breakers, but Cheatham's been excellent. Shot the ball really well from 3 in this game as well, which is something he's not really known for.
Yeah, I think he was 3 for 4.
Yeah, he shot really well. Cheatham, he's becoming that definite second option for Adelaide going forward, which I think has been a really good development for Cheatham going through as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Next game on the round was Cairns versus South East Melbourne. South East Melbourne came away with the win in this one, 101-90. Jack McVeigh, he's finding his form in this game. Obviously, we'll talk about him in the next game where he went off, but in this one he had 22 points, 50% shooting. And Mojave King added 16 for Cairns, with Andrew Andrews also throwing out 10 times. So for Cairns, that was those 3 leading guys for them. Who stepped up for South East Melbourne, though, Finn?
Angus Glover, surprisingly, off the bench, leading all scorers, I think, in this game.
Yep.
Shot the ball from 3 very well. He's that really good spark off the bench for South East Melbourne. Struggled, I think he was out with injury a little bit in the last few games, but he's that guy that can really heat up. And that was something that when he was on Sydney a few years ago, that championship team, he was an excellent player off the bench. And then obviously got benched by Brian Gorgie in the following season after their championship run. came over to Southeast Melbourne last year, and he's just an excellent 3-point shooter.
And I mean, they needed it because their guy Nathan Sobey in this one, he finished with 17 points, but his 3-ball was not falling. He shot 1 for 9 in this game.
Damn.
So yeah, Angus Glover with 24 in his 6 threes really helped elevate them to get that win over Cairns, which they needed because they're second on the table still, I believe.
Yeah, they're right behind Melbourne. Obviously, they had Melbourne.
Oh, they're third now, actually.
Yeah, well, they had Melbourne in that last round, and everyone was thinking Southeast Melbourne were going to smell a bit of blood in the water and get that win over Melbourne last week, but it didn't happen. But they're still... Man, Josh King has done an exceptional job with this team this season. I think he's arguably a better coach ahead of Justin Tatum this year. Obviously, Illawarra have had their problems, but I think Josh King has just been so good.
We were way too low on them, man.
Yeah.
Southeast Melbourne.
I didn't think they were going to be this good, but they have just been exceptional. With the likes of people like Owen Foxwell, who's just stepped up so good as a young point guard this year. I think Owen Foxwell has been a huge piece of the Southeast Melbourne team. He's been excellent.
Yeah. Next game of the round was between Melbourne and Brisbane.
This was a crazy one.
I mean, we watched this one. We thought it was going to be an absolute blowout for Melbourne, but Brizzy kept this one close.
For obvious reasons, though, right? They just lost Casey Prather in the injury. Jalen Adams was just waived. The only real standout great players they kind of had taking on this game was Tyrell Harrison and Dakota Matthias.
Yeah.
And both of them played quite well, in my opinion, and kept this game really close, along with some really outstanding performances from some of the role players from
Lamar
Brisbane.
Patterson as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Milton Doyle couldn't be stopped. The final score, by the way, was 99-93 to Melbourne.
Very close.
Milton Doyle, he finished with 28, so rough night guarding him for Brizzy. Mitch Norton with 19 for Brizzy, and their new signing, well, like you said, they've moved him off the... What was the word you used? Reactivated Lamar Patterson. He had 18 off the bench for Brizzy as well.
Pretty good efficiency from Lamar as well. It was clutch down the stretch. Milton Doyle, I saw a stat, all of his highest points games have been against Brisbane. Like, it's crazy.
Something against Brisbane,
Yeah, but honestly, take my hat off to Brisbane. This was a very unexpected result. Mitch Norton came out the trenches for this one. I think the likes of Dukas and even Murray a few
Tane
points.
Murray had some big shots.
I think this was an incredibly surprising result. I thought Melbourne were going to absolutely blow out Brisbane in this game, considering what just unfolded, but they picked their pride up off the floor. Stu Lash gave a lot of young players some very valuable minutes, and they came away with, in my opinion, this is a great result for Brisbane, considering everything that just unfolded, 2 or 3 nights beforehand. I think this was an excellent result for Brisbane. This is the best team in the league they're facing, right?
Yep.
Melbourne were going to win regardless, but the fact it was only 6 points, I think it's a pretty good result.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Next game of the round, obviously the Breakers ones we'll get into after these ones, but Sydney beat Illawarra 98-71, so not a very close one on this. Will Hickey did his best for Illawarra with a near triple-double, 19, 9, and 8. Harvey also added 18, but JaVale McGee is kind of the reason they fell behind so much in this one. He finished with 9 points and 9 boards, but fouled out early in this one.
Yeah.
So, and even before fouling out, wasn't looking like himself. So, I mean, that's obviously a massive reason why they dropped by 27 points to Sydney.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were saying Illawarra are back, right? The Stavo Hickey inclusion, his coming back from injury, they look like a completely different team. I mean, we talked about this in the poll last week.
Yep.
Are Davo and JaVale McGee the best duo in the league? And I think a lot of people agreed. We'll get into the poll results a bit later on. I think this would have been their 4th win in a row if they got the win over Sydney too. So people were saying they're figuring it out. Obviously, there's been a lot of change throughout Illawarra this season, but for them to be blown out this big against a Sydney team who has struggled at times this year, but had looked like they're really putting it together in the last few games. I mean, this was a very good team win for Sydney. Felt like everybody was just kind of doing a bit of everything.
Yeah, no one really stood out for them. Kendrick Davis, 17 points and 8 assists, and also Tyler Robertson off their bench with 14. Those were kind of the 2 guys that stood out to me.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was quite a well-rounded game. 98 points and from a bunch of their guys. Xavier Cooks, I think, had 13 as well.
Yeah.
And the last game of the round, Adelaide versus Cairns.
Very good game.
105-101 win for Adelaide. Bryce Cotton, after that poor game early on in the round, exploded in this one for 41 points.
Yeah, it's not bad, eh?
But yeah, he had 41, but he shot 11 for 27. So like,
how many free throws did he make? A lot.
I'm not sure.
It would have been a lot.
But yeah, it was. I mean, that's poor efficiency. But 41, it's Bryce Cotton. He's gonna shoot whatever the hell he wants. His coach isn't gonna tell him, oh, that's a bad shot. And I mean, if he wants to get his 41, he's gonna go and get his 41. I think.
This reminds me of Cade Cunningham's 40-point triple-double he had maybe like a week ago.
Yeah.
Where I think he missed the most field goals in NBA history.
He shot 46 attempts.
Yeah, and he missed like 30 something, right? But at the end of the day, they won the game, and he had a 40-point triple-double, and nobody's talking about how many shots he missed.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to look at the Spock score and think, oh, Bryce Cotton sucks. He had 41 points on awful efficiency.
Yeah.
Bryce Cotton had 41 points.
Yeah.
That's all that really matters, right? And they got the win.
Exactly. Humphries also added 18 and 16.
Great game.
Big double-double from him. He's been impressive this season, Finn.
Absolutely. I think I've talked about this in a few episodes. I think them not landing Montrezl Harrell this year just kind of gave Isaac Humphries an opportunity to really prove that he's one of the premier big men in this league, and I think he has done just that this year. He's been really good.
100%. Cheatham also 16 and 8,
Classic.
playing his role to perfection like he has been all season. And McVeigh on the other side for Cairns, his best game by far in the Cairns jersey. 39 points in this one. 8 rebounds and 7 assists as well.
Yeah.
So near triple-double, doing everything. And 15 for 25.
Great efficiency.
So incredible efficiency.
Really
also,
he's playing up to his paycheck in these games. You need
100%.
Obviously this is a great game. You're not going to get these types of numbers out of everyone every game.
No.
But if he can consistently score upwards of 20 points a game and then occasionally give you a performance like this, he is 100% worth what they paid for him.
And
he's a great player.
They kept it a 4-point game against Adelaide. That's big for Cairns.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can continue. Mojave King as well. He had 21 in this one. And Marcus Lee 15 and 9 off the bench.
Yeah,
so
solid.
Mojave King's been a great signing for them.
Absolutely. For sure. He obviously is replacing Alex Higgins-Titcher, who I thought was a pretty good player, but Mojave King is far better than him, in my opinion. Also, moving Marcus Lee to the bench, starting Kyron Galloway. I think that's a good move. Marcus Lee has been in foul trouble almost every single game this year. So starting that small ball lineup with Kyron Galloway, who can stretch the floor as well, bringing Marcus Lee off the bench, which realistically at the start of the year would have been what they did, because Sam Wardenberg would have been starting at center.
Yeah.
A stretch big. So they've kind of gone for that same approach with a slightly undersized Kyron Galloway in this game, which honestly almost worked. So there you go.
No, 100%. So that's all the games of this round, apart from the Breakers ones. Obviously, we'll get into. Their first game of the round was against Brisbane, 113 to 84 win for the Breakers.
Huge.
This was massive.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a closer game, but we just ran away in this one.
From the get, like honestly, from the tip,
Yeah.
just foot on the gas, didn't look back, and we just absolutely went off. I think we scored 41 points. It was either in the second or third quarter. I can't remember exactly, but it was the most points scored in a quarter in the NBL 26. We just went off, man. Everybody was playing good. Not a single bad game from anyone in this.
No, the standout for me, Sam Menenga.
Oh, yeah.
25 points. I mean, he seems to have his way with Brisbane.
Tyrell Harrison, was this a Tall Blacks trial?
True.
Was this a Tall Blacks trial?
Yeah.
This is the second game in a row where Sam Menenga has proven that he is a better big man against Tyrell Harrison.
That's a hot take.
Look.
That's a hot take. Chill on that.
Both games against Brisbane that they've played, obviously they blew that 24-point game at Event Finder Stadium. Sam was on 25 first half points, finished was 27. Obviously, Tyrell got the last laugh in that one, hitting the ball off the rim twice to win the game. But arguably, Sam outplayed him.
Not even arguably. He has outplayed him.
He's outplayed him in both games.
But you got to look across the whole season at who's the better player.
I mean, he's outplayed him in both games. I think they're averaging pretty similar numbers. I think Sam's averaging upwards of 16 or 17 points a game.
Sam's phenomenal.
I
think they start both. I think they start Sam and Tyrell Harris.
Do you think it's because they might have a little bit more chemistry because Yanni's coming in from the Japan League?
And they have that like NBL style of game that they're going to be running.
Yeah, it's true.
Yanni, I don't know.
Sam,
fresh.
Just quietly though, Sam is going to be the front runner for MIP this year.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's his.
He's been playing exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And this Brisbane game was no.
See Parker talking about him as well.
Yep.
That's nice to see.
Park is really big on him.
Yeah.
Would you say he's our second best player? I think he is.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a hot take.
No. He's
Obviously, Parker's number
for
one.
sure been our second best player all season long.
Yeah, he's been excellent.
Better than our two imports. Kareem's been good.
And if he's
played
just
his role, but he's
inconsistent.
Yeah.
Because he's young.
Yeah.
18 years old.
I mean, he's not a great scoring threat like ball in hand. He can't really create his own shot the best.
He's getting better, though.
He's getting better. He is. But I feel as though he's more of like a catch and shoot, catch and drive, make the right cut sort of guy.
Hustle plays too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam was excellent in this game. 25 points. That was one of his best games this year. Obviously, that game against Brisbane, against an Event Finder, was probably his best.
Yeah.
But he had his way. He really did in this one. Shot really well. I think 10 of 16 from the field. It was very, very good.
And it's shocking to see him go from that to the next game, which we'll get into in a second. But also in this game, Rob Baker, 12 and 11.
Yeah.
I think he's slowly starting to find his form, Finn.
He's warming up to me quite a lot, and
Yeah.
especially in this Perth game, which we'll get into as well.
Yeah, no, he played his role to perfection. The highlight of the game was, outside of Brisbane, was obviously Prather going down with the injury in garbage time. I mean, I shouldn't say highlight of the game. That's the low light.
It was a low light. The thing that stood out the
massive
most,
loss.
because obviously when you blow out a team, it's quite hard to analyze what happened.
Yeah.
Like, look, it was funny. I was listening to the commentators during this game. The game was played in the Gold Coast, first of all. People were saying, did Brisbane just spend all day at the beach and just didn't want to play basketball today? Because honestly, it seemed like the entire team just wasn't clicking.
Yeah.
Everything just went wrong. They had plenty of turnovers. Offensive rebounds were going all to us. And the only player that really looked like they were trying was Casey Prather. He had 26 points before he obviously fell in, I think it was the third quarter with that knee injury.
I just can't believe he was in the game, man.
Yeah, Stu Lash probably shouldn't have been playing him.
I guess third quarter, maybe wait till the fourth till you like run the whole bench out.
Yeah.
But down that much, you should be like minutes restricting him a bit, I think.
It is sad. It is really, really sad. And it is positive that it wasn't awful damage, but season-ending injury regardless is just bad. And yeah, hopefully he comes back pretty all good. Who knows? But
And I mean, this was obviously also Jalen Adams' last game for
mate,
Brisbane.
he
He just didn't look like he wanted to be there.
no way.
Yeah.
He didn't give. He didn't care at all. Honestly, like, especially I noticed this when Prather went down with his injury. Like everybody was kind of huddling around him. Jalen Adams just sat on the floor at the edge of the bench. Like he just didn't care. He just looked so sad. Like he just didn't even want to be at the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you're down 30, that's going to play a bit of a mental toll on you. Like it's a lot of points to go down by in a game and wanting to play for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
You want to give up. But he just looked so pissed off. And obviously he got waived.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a surprise that he waived shortly after that.
No,
so.
of course not. But yeah, honestly, thoughts out to Casey. We already said it earlier, but yeah, genuinely just hope he's okay.
For sure. One of the most exciting guys to watch in this league.
Yeah, he's been excellent.
If we look at the second game of the round for us, it was against Perth. It was a close game for most of it.
Yeah.
Yet again, fourth quarter, Finn.
Yeah.
Just collapsed. It wasn't even like the start of the fourth quarter, we were all right. It was the end of the fourth quarter, like clutch time. We just disappeared. Perth end up winning this one 88-75. Yeah, Doolittle magic as well.
Far
Just
out.
hit like what, 3 threes in a row?
Three straight threes like in the back end of that fourth quarter. That iced the game. He popped off this game. This was a scrappy game. There were a lot of lead changes. I thought we actually did play quite good. We came off the blocks a little bit slow. I think it was a 14-22 first quarter. I was like, down 8 points, but brought it back. I think it was quite close by halftime. Maybe we were even
Like
leading.
a 1 point game, yeah.
Yeah, and then the fourth quarter just kind of slipped away from us, which, I mean, it's hard to travel to Perth. That is a long way away. I know they were already in the Gold Coast and would have flown out to Perth from there, but yeah, it's a long way to go to play basketball. And Perth is a pretty hostile crowd. They're a good team this year as well. I think a little bit underrated in my opinion, but yeah, Christian Doolittle finished, I think, with 24 and 14. Shot excellent from 3, which is something he's added to his arsenal this season too. This was a great game, though. Really enjoyed it.
I think the biggest struggle for us was that Sam Menenga just could not find his shot. He really struggled with this
0 for 5 from 3.
0 for 5 from 3. What did he finish with? 4 points?
3 of 12, 6 points, I think.
6 points?
Yeah, it wasn't a great game for
JLA
Sam.
just locked him up, let's be honest.
JLA did a very good job.
He's a great defender, JLA. So
yeah, JLA did a good job. He only finished with 8 points, though, which is unlike him. He's been a pretty good scoring big this year, so he kept him off the scoring front, which is good, but... Yeah, this was an interesting game. That fourth quarter just really wasn't it. And, it was the little extra 1%ers, I thought. I don't know if it's the traveling. Like I said, Perth's a long way away. A lot of O boards fell to Perth in the fourth quarter, I felt like. We missed out on a lot of possessions, gave Perth a lot of second chance points, simply because I feel like the little 1%ers... Kareem had 10 boards, but was wildly inefficient in this game.
He was crashing the boards, which I liked. But
yeah,
he was like one of our only guys that was really like hustling for rebounds.
Yeah, I think he was like 3 of 15 at the end of the game from the field, so really struggled. Brockington was, once again, nowhere to be seen. I just don't think he got a lot of touches. Didn't shoot the ball bad, just I felt like didn't shoot enough. But, I mean, a few standouts, though. Rob Baker the second strung together 2 very positive games in this round.
Yeah.
He finished with 18.
MVP.
Finished with 18 points in this game.
Yeah.
4 of 10 from 3. I think it was 4 of 8 at one point. Shot the ball with confidence.
4 of 10 still great. 40%. We take that every night.
Was keeping us in the game. And Parker finished with, I think, 22 and 9. He has, in the last 2-3 rounds, obviously he was passing the ball exceptionally well to start this year, but as an offensive scoring threat, I think he was quite slow to start the year. but I think in the last few rounds, he has really picked up the scoring load. Probably because of that rib injury finally healing a little bit and him just kind of getting used to NBL basketball
I think it's
again.
just him realizing that he just needs to take control sometimes.
I think he does.
When we're struggling to get our shots going, just ISO. Take whatever shot you want. You have that privilege, like almost I'll call it Bryce Cotton privilege. You have that to be able to shoot whatever the hell you want.
Anything.
He's deserved that.
Mate, he can shoot step back threes over anyone.
Yeah.
I would not care. And honestly, his 3-point efficiency has skyrocketed in the last few rounds as well, shooting way better because he started the season
20s in the 20s.
Yeah.
Sense.
Yeah. PJC, Rob Baker were excellent this game. Also, I think we did an excellent job on David Duke Jr., who shot like 3 of 12 from the field.
Yeah, obviously their new signing, quite high on him coming in.
Yeah.
Former NBA player, as a lot of these guys are. Yeah, we limited him and JLA. So I mean, we did our job. It's just Doolittle at the end of that game, man. I think that was just our downfall.
Yeah, just that home court
fire,
kind of catching fire on their own home court, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it. It could have been a lot worse. But yeah, we stay on the home stretch though. We're heading to Cairns on Saturday night. Obviously, bottom of the table, but
need this win, man.
This is a big game because they're bottom of the table, so it should be a win that we can get. However,
we're second to bottom of the table.
Exactly. This is kind of scary though, considering what Jack McVay is starting to string together, and Mojave King, quite a good acquisition as well. I think this game's going to be a lot harder than we think. Traveling up to Cairns is quite far from Perth.
Yeah, and Mojave King also, I mean, playing against the Breakers, obviously his team last year, maybe he's going to have a bit of something to say in basketball language. Who knows?
Well, who knows what went on with them?
Yeah, not that we didn't treat him well. I mean, I think, like we said, he was out trying to find another job in like Europe or
I think
NBA
that's what he
or
was
something.
doing. I would have been surprised.
Yeah. But obviously he's back in the NBL, so it'll be good to go up against him. See what happens.
Thoughts on this game though?
No Wardenberg, obviously, for Cairns. I think Sam should have a field day. I think he needs to step up.
I hope so.
I think we're going to need that. And obviously Parker have a great scoring game. I think we're going to win.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they're bottom of the table for a reason, right?
Yeah, but then again, Jack McVay, if he plays like he did in that last game, 39 points.
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble for sure.
Stop Mojave, who's probably their second best scorer right now. Andrew Andrews is an interesting one. He sometimes is going to get 10 assists, sometimes he's going to get 4, and then shoot the ball really well, and then sometimes he won't.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell what he's going to be like in this game, but
put Brockington on him. I think he'll do a good job on Andrews.
Yeah.
So
this game's I wouldn't say a coin flip, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cairns just come out and just absolutely embarrass us.
I mean, they do have home court advantage as well, obviously. This is a long road trip that we'll be on. So.
Perth to Cairns is also very far.
Very far.
Going from North Queensland, from WA.
I don't enjoy those 10 p.m. games for us New Zealand folks.
God, that was late, eh? That was late.
Done by like midnight.
Yeah, it was a late one, but yeah, I don't know. I'm positive going into this one. I feel like there were some positives to take away from that Perth game. We need to score more than 75 points in a game first off.
Yeah.
But you know, there were some good signs. Rob Baker, I think, was excellent. He's honestly really picked up the rebounding front as well. I think he's been a really good secondary rebounder to Sam.
I think he's just slowly getting more comfortable with his 3-ball as well. I mean, he is a chucker. He does love to chuck him up there.
I mean, I
he
think
catches it and he shoots it straight away.
I think he's our best shooter.
Yeah, fair.
He's got a nice jumper for like a 6'11".
He does,
dude.
Yeah. I can relate.
I think you 6'11" with a nice jumper.
I'm 6'4" with a nice jumper, so we'll take that.
I don't think the latter is true. Shoot better than me though.
I do.
Yeah, indeed. But no, looking forward to it. Saturday night. See how we go. But, yeah. Do you want to run us through what the table's looking like as well?
Yeah, I'll quickly run through it. So Melbourne's still top, 11-2. Adelaide and Southeast Melbourne are there, 2-3. Got Sydney, who have climbed up to 4th. Perth in 5th. Tassie in 6th, that last playoff spot. Illawarra are right on their tails, 4-7 and 7th. Brisbane 5-9 and 8th spot there. I think you'd expect them to keep falling, hopefully. Yeah. For Breakers fans, obviously. We're second to last, 4 wins, 10 losses, and only team below us, like we said, we're playing them. Cairns 3-11.
We could literally go to the bottom of the table.
If they beat us, we could go to the bottom. Yeah.
But look, positive on this though. Tassie sitting in the 6th spot at the moment.
Only 5 wins.
They're only 5 wins. So we're actually not that far behind.
No. We string together 3 wins in a row or something, and I think we're there.
Yeah, so, depending on how the rest of the teams obviously go. And Tassie are a pretty good team.
Yeah.
David Johnson will be back after the FIBA break, I think, as well. Which is pretty soon. There'll be a FIBA break, and who knows what could happen. Imagine we make a change during the FIBA break. Damn. I don't think that would happen.
Who would we drop? I mean, should we save it for the poll?
But yeah, no, we can. If we string together some games, then definitely can see us climb. 14 games in out of, I think it's 33. So 19
Almost
games.
halfway.
19 games remaining.
Very doable for us to make the Sixers.
100%. I think top 2 in automatic entry into the semi-final is completely out the equation at this point.
Yeah.
But I think, a top, I think 6 or 5, I think is somewhere where we can finish. And that's, I think,
or 3 or 4? Or 6 or 7?
6. Don't you ever say that again. Don't you ever say that again.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
I can't believe you just did that. Oh, goodness gracious me. But no. That's all we've had for the NBL. We'll move on to the NBA. A lot to talk about.
Few standout things for me. The Mavericks, they obviously look terrible. Second to bottom in the West. I think they just need to blow it up, Finn. I think I've heard rumblings, AD and Kyrie both on the trade block. It'll be interesting to see what they could get for those guys, but I think you need to build around Cooper Flag. He's your future. So blow it all up. Go get Coop. Get a good lottery pick. Who knows? If they finish this low, they could pair Coop with like a AJ Dabansa, Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, one of those guys.
Kareem Lopez.
I think they're going to have a higher pick than Kareem Lopez.
Yeah, good
if
point.
They keep up this rate. But yeah.
Look, Coop's strung together some decent performances.
He's picking it up a bit.
Yeah, like the Clippers, we'll talk about them in a little bit. We went to a double overtime game against the Mavericks, and they were going to him to ice, like try and... Well, actually, if he was scoring on Nick Batum, a veteran, just down the stretch in the clutch time buckets, because, D'Lo was throwing up some egregious stuff down the stretch, but... the Clippers did get the double overtime win against the Mavericks, who are awful.
Factor in double overtime with the Mavericks.
Yeah, don't remind me. Don't remind me. Please.
Anyway, moving on to some more positive signs. The Pistons, if you're a Pistons fan, you should be happy because they're 11-2, top of the East. I think they're on like a 9-game win streak as well. So they're looking unbeatable in the East there. Obviously, the East's up for grabs this year with no Celtics, no Pacers. I think the East is anyone's for the grabbing.
Question for you about the Pistons. Is Jalen Duren the best non-shooting big in the league right now?
Yeah. I know someone posed that question to us the other day.
Might have been Adam.
Yeah, but 100%.
He's unreal, eh?
Even, give him his flowers. Aside from the shooting parts of things, Jalen Duren's been a top 10 center this season, for sure.
Better than Zubac?
Yeah.
That's just joking.
Better than Zubac, for sure.
Yeah.
He's had some, 2020 games. Him and Cade just look like a... incredible duo.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because I think the Pistons haven't paid Duren yet. I think there were reports saying that they weren't going to give him an extension, which is crazy to me.
Well, they will now.
Yeah, for sure. You got to pay the man. Him and Cade are the cornerstones of your franchise. You got Jaden Ivey coming back as well.
Oh, he looked good before he got injured last season too.
Yeah, he did. So I think he could be a big piece. Asor Thompson as well has looked great.
Honestly, hot take here. He might be better than his brother.
Bro, I
Honestly,
don't know about better,
hot
but
take.
he just doesn't get the flowers his brother does, which is crazy.
Because Amon's on the Rockets, a very high profile team with KD and everything. Obviously, the Pistons are the 1 seed in the East, but I feel like they don't get the love they deserve.
No.
And Asor Thompson, you could argue he's having a better season than his brother.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because Amon's had some really good games this year, don't get me wrong.
At the end of the day, they're twin brothers who have the exact same game style.
Pretty similar.
So, yeah, I think Asor is right on par with Amon.
Very
if not better,
good.
like you said.
That team's good, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, their off-season acquisitions as well, pretty solid too. I think with Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson was a good pickup.
Yeah.
Paul Reed as well the other day when
solid.
Cade and Duren both sat out with injury. Paul Reed went for 28 and 17.
I don't know why the Sixers got rid of him, eh?
Yeah.
Solid player. But yeah, Pistons look great, man. Like you said, the East is wide open for anyone this year.
Should we quickly run through the East standings?
Hasn't changed
since we
much.
just mentioned it. Pistons, Knicks, Cavs have gone on a bit of a run to get back up to third there, which you'd expect. Raptors, Hawks.
Raptors are way higher than I thought they'd be.
Yeah.
Shout out RJ Barron, Scotty Barnes.
Hawks being led by Jalen Johnson. He had a massive game the other day.
Huge game. He had
Nick
career highs.
double.
He had career highs in points, rebounds, and assists in the same game.
And steals.
And steals.
7 steals.
What a game. That was Jokic-esque.
Yeah, he was the only player to have that stat line since Magic Johnson or something, I believe.
31, was it 18, 14, and 7?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man.
Near quadruple double, sorry. So he's leading the Hawks with Trey out, obviously. Apologies, guys. We just realized the camera cut off. We're not sure where. But I was talking about the Sixers. Tyrese Maxey. Obviously, great start to the season. VJ Edgecombe started out hot as well. I want to know from you guys. I made a trade at the start of our fantasy basketball season. I had VJ Edgecombe. I traded him to a guy in our league for Shaden Sharp. At the time, I was getting clowned for it, but I feel as though... Tell me if I'm wrong, Finn. I think I want that trade now. Shaden Sharp is starting to find his rhythm. He's averaging like 22 points a game. VJ Edgecombe's come back down to like 15 a game. Their efficiencies are similar. Rebounds similar. VJ averages a few more assists. I don't know. I think I like that trade now.
I don't have a comment on it because I'm just getting absolutely shafted by injury. So whatever you did, well done.
Whereabouts are you? Bottom of the table?
No, I'm actually like top 6.
Oh, fair.
I've just been absolutely hoed in the last week or two with injuries though, so badly.
Anyway, yeah. Aside from that, in the East, we've also got Bucks in 7. Bulls have fallen all the way down to 8.
I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, they started.
Well, the Giddey injury obviously has been
top seed.
The Giddey injury would have definitely helped with that.
Magic slowly climbing. They're in 9th. A bit of a disappointing start. Obviously, we thought we were both high on them. Top 4 seeds. We both had them. Heat in 10th. Celtics 11th. Hornets 12th. Nets 13th. Wizards 14th. And the
Indiana.
defending Eastern Conference champions, Indiana Pacers, are right at the bottom. Which I don't think is a shock to anybody.
No Hallie, Miles Turner gone.
I would have thought Pascal Siakam could have led them to more than one win so far.
Neesmith's out for 4 weeks.
Nemhard's back.
He only just came back.
Yeah.
But he hasn't looked amazing.
Yeah. He needs to step it up.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was like the front runner for MIP going into the season. You know who the front runner for MIP is now?
Shaden Sharp.
Denny Avdia.
Oh, yeah, duh. He's been great.
He's been
We'll get into that. Let's look at the Western Conference. Yeah. Obviously, Thunder in the top, unsurprisingly. Yeah. Denver, look, this hasn't really changed much, to be brutally honest with you. Obviously, Thunder and Denver 1 and 2, Houston at 3rd, unsurprisingly. The Lakers without LeBron in the 4th seed. He'll be back, I think, near the end of this month.
Yeah.
So that's a big pickup for them, obviously.
They got destroyed by OKC the other day. Like that
I don't know how you guys are the only team that have beaten them. So annoying. The Spurs, Wemby's kind of, once again, fallen off a little bit. Strung together some good games. They had a very entertaining game against the Warriors a couple of days ago. That was a very, very good game.
It was yesterday, wasn't it?
2 days ago, I think. Yeah, so Curry had the last laugh. Curry's no longer with Under Armour. That was a funny one. I forgot about that. But, yeah, Spurs are in 5th. The Phoenix Suns, what is going on in Phoenix? They are at the 6th seed.
Very
and
impressive.
Jalen Green has only played like 2 games.
Yeah.
Devin Booker.
Booker carrying.
Yeah, Devin Booker's been going crazy.
I think I had them second to last in the West. So
yeah, same.
Definitely impressive.
Absolutely. Minnesota in 7th. Kind of low.
Ant's been out for a bit, so
yeah.
I think they climbed that ladder.
Golden State in 8th. Portland have dropped down to a humble 9th.
Where are we?
6 and 6.
9th, did you say?
Yeah.
Where's the Clippers?
Utah are 10th, which is ridiculous. LA in 11th. Memphis in 12th. Sacramento 13, Dallas in 14, and New Orleans just continue to struggle with injury. Jordan Poole, Zion Williamson.
I want to ask you this.
And let's get into the poll results for
the last. I want to ask you this: do the Clippers make the playoffs at this point? Be honest.
Look, we talked about this on the last episode, right?
Be honest. I'm going to mention it every episode.
I think we can make the play-in.
Okay.
Like, there's no way Utah are finishing ahead of us.
And I just want to hear it again one more time. I know you said it last week. Who's the better team out of the Clippers?
Right now, it's the Blazers. You have Denny, who's having like you said, he could be an all-star.
I want to give Denny his flowers real quick. He's averaging like 26, 5, and 4.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He's looked phenomenal. He's a front runner for MIP now.
I'll tell you what, though. James Harden's had a better season than him.
Chill out.
Bro.
Chill out, bro. Look at the team records. Where are you guys at?
We have 2 less wins than you.
It's fair, actually. Yeah, we've gone on a bit of a losing skid lately.
I mean, we lost this morning. We're actually 4-9. We lost the Celtics this morning. But
yeah.
James Harden has had some very good games this season already.
So has Denny.
Has he had a 40-point triple-double?
No. But
exactly.
He's been more consistent. James Harden has games where he has, single-digit points.
Yep.
So Denny hasn't done that.
But James Harden's strung together a pretty good stretch of games.
He has, to be fair.
John Collins sometimes forgets how to play basketball for us. Yeah. We're giving Kobe Sanders our second round 50-something pick and rookie, who's a rookie but he's 24. He's been getting rotational minutes. Cam Christie's been pushed back to the bench. Jordan Miller's been playing again.
Great future you guys have.
Yeah, we don't have one. Jordan Miller, Cam Christie, and Kobe Sanders are our youthful bright spots, but they're 23, 24, and 25. Yeah. We don't have a single teenager on our team.
I just want to give the Thunder their flowers real quick as well. They look unbeatable, Finn. Unless you're the Portland.
Is J-Dub even playing yet?
No.
Yeah, nice. Bro, okay. Sam Presti might be one of the smartest men in NBA history.
Oh, yeah.
AJ Mitchell, first of all. I just want to talk about AJ Mitchell. Second, late was it an early second round or late first round pick from either last year or the year before? Yeah. They signed him to like a 3-year, like $5.6 million deal, and he's almost averaging 20 points a game this year.
6-man contender.
So dumb. Do you know how stupid that is?
Yeah.
And they've locked in majority of their team for next season too already, and then they have plenty of players in the third season. And guess what pick they have this draft?
They have the Clippers pick?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so they could, if we just somehow fall or blow it up, and
very likely.
I mean, look, Kawhi Leonard hasn't played a game this year, so let's just park. Well, he's played a few. Let's park it there. But say we do like fall deep into the lottery, and they get a top like 7 pick.
Would you, as a Clippers fan, trade one of your like good win now guys to OKC for your pick back and blow it up? Would you be happy doing that?
They wouldn't do it. Why would they? Why would they want somebody like Kawhi Leonard or James Harden on their team? There's no point.
Not one of those guys. What about like Zubac?
Nah, because
he's better than Hardenstein.
Yeah, he is better than Hardenstein.
But I guess they've already proven they can win with their current team.
They don't
need more players. Yeah.
The Thunder don't need to do anything, mate. They are completely fine. They don't need to change anything.
Yeah.
Look, the Clippers do, unfortunately, are really struggling, and the only way we lose games that we probably shouldn't. Like we were down big to the Celtics this morning, brought it back. James Harden also had second.
Shouldn't be losing to the Celtics.
No. Kawhi Leonard's health. That is the one thing that is riding on our season, unfortunately. Kawhi comes back and averages 24, 5-5 or something like that. Along with James Harden and Zubac, then we're going to do okay. Bradley Beal's out for the season, so he took his money and run.
Good for you guys because
he got a hip fracture, bro. Ty Lue, and I love Tyrone Lue, like really good coach. He was in the press conference after Bradley Beal got injured, and he called him our third best player. I wanted to slap him right there. He is not better than Ivica Zubac.
That's
no
crazy.
way.
Yeah, he's not even a top 5 player on your team. Genuinely, give me Derrick Jones Jr. over Bradley Beal.
Yeah, low key. Chris Dunn's been playing all right.
Yeah.
Jordan Miller had 22 in a game recently, in his first game back. So they're not young though. So it's like annoying. You're like, oh yeah, youthful bright spots, but they're not youthful. They're just
You guys suck. Your future sucks. And we'll end it on that. Nah, sorry, Finn.
Nah, fair point. Honestly, I agree with you. Let's get into our last week's poll results. So
I just want to quickly say that the MVP race is shaping up to be an all-timer this year as well.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, Luka, SGA, Giannis, Jokic, I think those are the 4 front runners right now. You got guys like Maxey and Mitchell who are averaging 30 on winning teams as well. This could be a real nail-biter for the MVP this year. Who's your front runner right now if you had to choose?
Oh, well, it's hard to look past Jokic.
Alien death beam pointing down at the earth.
It's hard to look past Jokic.
Yeah, okay.
Really is. The numbers he puts up. He won 3 MVPs in 5 years. Could add a 4th. But it's hard to also look past SGA, who's on the best team in the league.
It's going to be the same argument as last year.
Of course it will be.
Jokic's numbers are slightly better, but SGA is on the better team.
But the Nuggets are the second seed. So if it really does come down to it, it doesn't really matter.
I agree with you. I think Jokic is my front runner right now. I think...
and if the Bucks...
I think Luka's my second right now as well.
Luka's
insane.
If the Bucks pick it up, I think Giannis can be in for a good shout if they finish a pretty high seed, which was my sleeper pick for MVP.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the poll results, Finn. We had the best duo in the NBL.
This is almost a no reason poll now too.
Yeah.
After what unfolded.
On TikTok, you guys voted 69% Will Hickey and JaVale McGee, and 31% of you voted Prather and Harrison. And on Insta, it was the opposite. You had 60% for Prather and Harrison, no votes for Hickey and McGee, and 40% for the other option.
There's a few other options.
The couple of comments that we had for those was the second greatest Dame on planet Earth. He said he likes the Adam Singer and Will Tremaine combo.
It's not bad.
I think that's a good shout.
Goes alright.
Yeah, I think they'd give Will Hickey and JaVale McGee a run for their money, to be honest.
Yeah, I think slightly confused. Luke Trafford, Alperen Sengun, and Kevin Durant. Slightly confused. They're in
Wrong league, mate.
They're in the NBA.
Yeah.
Slightly confused. Simon Lai said Simon and Zion from Hoop 33. Maybe slight confusion as well, but
I think he was talking best barber duos. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, they do cut hair.
Yeah. No, but interesting results. I think, yeah, like you said, it hurts now the fact that Prather's out for the rest of the season.
So,
yeah.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
What's our poll for this week?
Yeah, we'll end on the poll here. This is a bit of an interesting one. Breakers-centric on this one. After Rob Baker strung together 2, I thought, good performances. 12 and 11 against Brisbane in a blowout, shot the ball well, and then a good 18-point performance with good 3-point shooting. Really kept us in that game. Has he gained enough trust for you as a Breakers fan to continue performing going forward? Yes or no? What are your thoughts?
As of right now, yes. I think you can't drop him off 2 good games.
Oh no, you're not going to drop him, but has he gained your trust to where he can perform decently on a nightly basis?
No. The more I think about it, not yet. Okay. He needs to do this for a decent stretch of games. I mean, he's just been so inconsistent for the majority of the games this year, so he needs to do a bit more to get my trust. But he's gaining. He's gaining.
There?
Yeah, he's done well the last 2 games. So that's good. Yeah, positive signs. Brockington as well. I mean, we were a bit higher on him, but then the last 2 games, he's kind of fallen off a bit. So I think he's back in that same boat as Rob Baker now, for me. It's going to be interesting to see what we do. I think they both need to step their game up a bit to remain in the Breakers jersey by the end of the season.
Wow. Fair play.
Yeah. What about you?
I think the 2 games he just played were some of his best. And I think, the Kens game, the matchup works brilliantly for us against Kens because they lack size. Obviously, Marcus Lee and Kyron Galloway are sort of their only bigs. It's going to space the floor out a bit for Rob if he can shoot the ball well again. And his rebounding has been excellent this round as well. I think strings together one more really just solid performance with PJC leading from the front. I think he's gained my trust after a pretty slow start.
Yeah, fair enough.
But thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week. Fingers crossed the Breakers get their win over Kens on Saturday night. And the Clippers somehow turn it around.
They won't.
They probably won't. We'll see you next week.